Here's an idea I'm going to keep expanding outward. We have foam pencil grips right near the bridge, right before the bridge, and then we have loose fitting fishhook screws in front of those foam pencil grips. And they're always on the second and third strings, so the two rightmost strings of each note, because there's 3 strings per note. So it leaves the leftmost string to always be clean and just a normal pitch. The idea is to create a sparkle but also a thinness to the sound, because I kind of want it to sound closer to perhaps a harp, so that the arpeggios have a delicateness to it. And also the practical reason is this foam pencil grips will block the loosely fitting fishhook screws from getting too close to the bridge, and when it hits the bridge or is in contact slightly with it, it buzzes and is much harsher of a sound. So this is stabilizing the location of the screws as well as thinning out the sound of the melody. So here's a system of foam pencil grips I've gotten into using here. Slightly longer and thinner piece across all 3, and then a fatter but crumpled together and lodged between the second and third, the rightmost of the 3 string notes. So it's just a way of really lightening the sound, muting almost fully the rightmost strings, and the leftmost string is much lighter in sound, and I'm trying to deaden everything, so it's kind of an opposite effect of what I usually try to do with foam pencil grips. I'm trying to find the most subdued sound possible, which is why the placement is varying for every one of these notes. Even at this point I had to triple the foam pencil grips to really deaden the sound here, because it was just particularly resonant. The space between the strings gets wider too right here. So this was interesting. I found that it worked really well by the bridge for a couple notes. The distances just are so hard to tell. You just kind of have to use your ears and decide what to do from there. So this is what I've been doing to create a subdued sound in the middle of the piano here. Here's to document how I've been cutting the foam pencil grips. So for the notes that are 3 string notes, these are the slightly longer pieces that fit over all 3 strings, and then these are the smaller bits that I crumple and then I put in there. So usually I try to not use the ones that are from the edges of the foam pencil grip, because the edge cuts off a little here and is thinner than the middle. So I try to find a middle piece like this one, so that it's a little thicker. You can see it's a little bit thicker. And I scrunch it and I put it between 2 of the 3 strings. And then moving over here, these are for the low notes that are only 2 string notes. It doesn't matter too much. I just use 2 of them, one here, one there, and then another one right below it. So doubling up in the bass register where the notes go to only 2 strings per note. Day on the alloy project for Chopin Etudes Opus 10, and this is Opus 10 number 11 in E flat major. It's been a lot of fun. I really enjoyed this setup, and it was pretty labor intensive, as you could probably see. There's a lot of detail work here, but the payoff is huge, because it sounds really, really, really different and really special in my opinion. So I really enjoyed it, and it was very satisfying to play the Etude in this form. Just a few notes. I doubled up a few of these foam pencil grips, and every once in a while I open it up for just single ones, and it gives more resonance to certain notes. This is just a little hack for doing this, because there's only 1 string on this note, and I just wanted it to still have the same sort of sound. So it's just more of a creative way to match the the mutedness of the other notes so that it's balanced. And these are all doubled with 2 of the 3 muted twice, and then one of the strings is just muted once. And starting here on D natural 5, D5, we start in with the fish hooks and mostly single pencil grips on the 2nd and 3rd strings. Here there's doubled because these are just brighter notes to match. And then at the top we have double fish hook screws on what is that? An A flat and the highest E flat at the end of the piece. So, and this is open. So that part is open when it gets up there. And that about covers it. It was a really fun day. Hope you enjoyed watching.